Welcome to Justice, a lawyer's hangout, where we dissect legal issues and educate the public on the law. I am Chizaram Lilian Ike, and here with me today are my colleagues, Mr. Amadi Ebenezer and Ms. Munirat Adama. Thank you and welcome for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. On today's episode, we'll be discussing the legal backbone of consumer protection in Nigeria and no refund policies in Nigeria. We have all seen signs like no refund after payments, but is that actually legal under the Nigerian law? Today, we'll briefly explore what the law says, your rights as a consumer, and what businesses should know to stay compliant. Now, let's dive into it. Now, Mr. Madi, I'm going to start with you. Now, what is the legal position of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, on no refund policies in Nigeria?
Thank you very much for the question. The issue of no refund policy in Nigeria is prohibited under the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act, which is the law that regulates or that protects consumer rights in Nigeria. So the issue of the policy of no refund is not allowed.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Yeah, it is illegal, except in exceptional situations that the law allows for a refund. But generally, in terms of policy, no refund is not allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Such policies like no refund are considered illegal and unenforceable under the FCCPC Act.
Yeah.
Businesses are also required to provide redress, including refunds, repairs, or even where goods are defective. Now, Ms. Muret, I'm going to bring you in here. Now, how should legal practitioners advise businesses on developing a compliant refund policy in Nigeria?
It's as simple as it is. Barrister Matt just said, it is not allowed except from exceptional cases.
Right.
So lawyers should advise business owners to just comply with the FCCPC Act.
Yes.
Especially Section 120, Section 30, Section 70. Even if there's going to be a refund policy, it should be as mentioned in the FCC Act, right? So things like writing no refund policy on your page, wherever.
Avoiding using it in your page. Yeah.
Just take that off.
Yes.
You could replace it with things like refund policy in compliance with the FCC PC Act.
Yeah.
That is much better than just saying no refunds, right? And that's just basically.
Because I know there's a TikTok video that has been circulating of a woman who bought hair from Rainbow Hairs and refused.
Yes.
The hair vendor has refused to pay out to refund the money. She has been dragging. Yes, she has been dragging the lady on social media. She has been up and about. So I believe these vendors should try as much as possible to refund their customers, because they don't want their businesses to go through that issue.
This rainbow hair,
yes,
is just a perfect example of everything refund and no refund. Once the product is defective or is not what is meant to be, even as much as even the color, and the consumer is saying, no, I do not want it.
Because I know that there are also situations where someone will buy a hair that is blonde, and you will now send ox blood.
Exactly.
And the person is telling you, I don't want ox blood, I want this color.
Yes.
And you are saying, oh no, we don't have it. Oh, pick something else.
Yes. You don't do that.
Yes.
According to the FCCPC Act, you're supposed to just simply return or refund the money back to the consumer. Without any
issues. Yes. So, Mr. Ahmed, I'm also going to bring you in here. Now, are blanket no refund or no exchange notices enforceable under the FCCPC Act?
They are not enforceable under the FCPC Act. Like I mentioned earlier on, it is not allowed for you to just state no refund policy as your policy in your business transaction.
Yes.
Most of these business owners, they use it as a way to force consumers to take whatever they buy. That's what they do. And it is unfair practice. And it's also unjust. Because if a purchaser or a consumer pays for a product, that product has should have,
Yes.
you know,
That was advertised.
description that was advertised,
Yes.
or that the buyer intended to buy. But you have seen a situation whereby you buy a product, and when you get the product, you observe that the product is totally
Defective.
or that it does not match the description that you actually bought it for. So in such a situation, the consumer or the buyer is allowed under the FCPC Act to do what? To ask for the product to be replaced or to be refunded.
Okay.
That is the law. So
right.
To make it a blanket and say that it is not allowed, such policy is contrary to the provisions of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act. When you look at Section 122 of the Act, it made provision that where there is a defective product, that the consumer has rights to ask for the product to be refunded. So such provision is contrary to the provisions of the state, and the policy cannot override the law.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. Now, Ms. Munira, what mechanisms are available for consumers to seek redress when refunds are denied unlawfully? Because now we've seen a situation where this lady has come out to drag Rainbow Head. Do you think that approach was the right approach for her to use?
Starting with this example you just gave,
yes,
one of the public outcry.
Yes,
it's one of the ways you can actually get remedy for no refund policy, right? Where you use the community to actually force the
vendors to,
like in that case, she has been
refunded. I think I also know about allegedly Angel from Big Brother Nigeria, who bought a car for over I think 50 million. I can't remember. Yeah. So and the car was defective, so she told the car dealer that she didn't want the car anymore, and the car dealer said, "Oh no," and gave her 500,000 naira or so. So I think she's also been dragging the car dealer on social media, and that has so like just tell us what. Yes,
dragging on social media and the public outcry. There's what we call the consumer tribunal.
Okay.
Consumer protection tribunal, also created by the FCCPC
Act. Okay.
This is meant to be quicker, to be faster than the regular court, which of course you have the option to go to the regular court as a civil matter.
Right.
However, the Consumer Competition
and Protection Act,
Consumer Protection Act provides for the tribunal. Whenever you have issues that are solely, especially, let me just use the word especially, defective goods, right? Defective goods, goods that does not meet the quality and standard of what you ordered, right? And some plethora of reasons why you might be entitled to a refund. It is quicker and better to go to the tribunal, the consumer tribunal, because it is meant to be faster, and the process is meant to be spot on
and more efficient.
Without going through technicalities in the regular court.
Right.
While you can still approach the regular court on civil matter for that particular thing, it is better. Usually, yes, and that's basically.
Yeah, to add to what you said, the person can also file a complaint with the FCCPC by going to their website, hotlines, or even their offices, and they can also use social media, social media and public reporting and public outcry. So I totally agree with you. You can also engage consumer advocacy.
You can even just demand outrightly first from the vendor. It's when the vendor is not forced coming, then you can now explore all those
other options. Yes.
Let me just I think it's important for the public to be enlightened that we have the FCCPC Commission, that is the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission,
Yes.
which is the established organization that is empowered to protect the right of consumers. And I observe that many Nigerians are not aware of the existence of this
Of this commission, yes.
and I've also seen that from time to time they have also
Enforce, yes.
So it's always consumers will always
Yes, by filing a report to them. And like I mentioned on their websites, you can follow them on social media. You can reach them out on social media. So yes. So thank you for being here. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll be wrapping up this conversation with some final thoughts. Thank you. Well, welcome back. If you're just joining us, we were just discussing consumer protection. Now let's dive right back into it. Now, Mr. Madi, I'm going to start with you. What statutory provisions guarantee consumers the right to refund or redress?
Yes, there are plethora of sections under the FCCPC Act. That's the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act.
Yes.
So when you look at section 122 of the Act, it clearly provided that a consumer has the right to ask for a refund.
Right.
Or to return the goods where the goods does not meet with the quality.
Right.
Or where the goods is defective or it did not meet the description.
Right.
You understand? So in such a situation, the consumer can ask for a refund.
So if the product was tampered with, he cannot ask for a refund.
Yeah, that's an exception.
An exception.
Yes,
okay.
We have exceptions to issue of no refund.
Yes.
The exception we have is in a situation where the goods has been destroyed or damaged by the consumer. Then you cannot ask for a refund in such situation.
Right.
Or a situation where the goods you are asking to be refunded, there's no defect, it's not defective, or the goods has the quality that you want, but
you're just changing your mind. Yes.
Change your mind. Like some people are troublesome.
Yes.
They just buy, let's say, a bottle of water,
right.
and they tell you, "Oh, I've changed my mind. I don't want to buy it again. Please, can you refund me?"
Right. Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
In such a situation, it's not allowed.
Right.
Even though you're still standing just where you bought it, and you decide that you do not need this particular water anymore, you want to return it, you mean when you have not stepped out of the store, you cannot return it.
In situation where maybe you are still in the store,
yes,
you can ask for a refund. You understand? But where the situation where you have gone out of the store and you've gone to your house, you now remember, oh, I need to use this money I bought with the table water to buy Maggi. or onions.
Yes.
You don't want to return it back.
Yes.
At that point is unreasonable.
It's unreasonable. Yes.
It's unreasonable.
Yes.
It's unfair. So we also have for um, um, prohibiting unfair practices. Unfair and unjust practices. And among the unfair and unjust practices, it includes policies like no refund policy. So it is actually prohibited.
Yes.
In that.
Yes. Thank you so much. Now, Ms. Smith, I'm going to bring you in here. Now, has the FCCPC taken any notable enforcement actions against businesses over refund violations? Yes.
Yes. I mean, to some extent,
Yeah.
I'm trying. Take an example from the aviation.
Yes.
I know for sure that aviation, that's how I even got to know that, oh, so the SCC will have jurisdiction over
Right.
refunds and all that. If you want a very quick refund, you have to make a complaint
To the
SCPC before you say Jacobi and so you actually
Right.
Investigate them and find them.
Right.
If they refuse to refund your money on time.
Right.
And other businesses also. They also have done quite a lot of radio talk show and all that. For the no refund policy, blanket no refund policy that business owners put across their handles
Right.
and even in physical shops. Sometimes you enter some shops and you see something like no refund policy.
Because like Mr. Madi just mentioned before, a lot of Nigerians do not know that the FCPC can assist them in getting their money back.
Exactly.
Yes.
So why we comment the FCPC for how far they have gone
Yes.
in implementing, finding and investigating
Yes.
some of these businesses, aviation and the rest.
Yes.
We must also be aware, like he said earlier, that some persons do not even know that there's anything like FCCPC. Not about the capital alone. I'm even talking in other states. Even this tribunal I just spoke about, is not even active in most of the states in Nigeria. So it's the only in the FCT that they might even be privy. You get
Right.
the function of the tribunal. In other states, it is almost non-functional.
Right.
And in other states, they do not even know that the FCPC is in charge. That the court is congested in most of the states
Right.
because of one issue with vendors and the other, the sellers and the buyers.
Right.
Those who give you services and the rest. But they are not even aware that there is a faster,
yes, more efficient. Yes.
You can even write a complaint to. I'm sure some persons when they even see this episode, they'll be like, oh, there's something like this.
Yes.
So not within the FCC.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the FCCPC should not only concentrate on the FCT alone, but all the states and rural areas. They should ensure that they do awareness campaigns. Use
Social media.
Social media. High profile cases also. I must not forget this particular point. High profile cases. Just the way they did in Naira mutilation. They use high profile cases for them to give massive awareness. And it worked. When the likes of, I think, Chief Priest, Joe, and the rest,
right.
the likes of mutilizing,
Naira notes. The Naira notes.
Thank you.
Bobrisky too.
More popular.
Yes.
They should use the same method in Nigeria here. Refund is bad news to them, and I don't know why. If I come with my money to buy something and I feel it's effective or it does not meet my own quality, I reserve the right to actually return and take my money back.
Right. I think
when it's reasonable, like
Mr.
Whereby you bought the goods, you took it home, and you damaged it.
Right.
Or you have used it for a period of time.
Then you now bring it back. Yes.
Return it. In such a situation, you are not allowed. Maybe you bought a car from someone, and you went home, you used it to go to parties, to do different things, show up. Then after some months, you now decided that you want to
refund it. Yes, I totally agree with you. Because of time, it's what you mentioned is very, very valid. You can't use a product, then bring it back for a refund. I totally agree with you on that. Thank you so much, Ms. Munirat and Mr. Amadi, for being here. Now, consumer protection starts with awareness. Let's keep asking questions, demanding fairness, and knowing our rights. Join us next time on Justice and follow us on our social media handles as LJ Nigeria. Until then, bye.